Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. David Hooper, and today it's all about letting go of relationships that are holding you back. And this is a topic that is so important when it comes to you growing and becoming the introvert that you know you can be. And it's a topic that is really close to my heart. And it's one that is a challenging topic as well. But let's get into this. I'm going to talk you through 5 ways to let go of the relationships that are holding you back. And, you know, have a look at your inner circle. We say that we are the medium or the median of those 5 people that we're closest to. And what that means is, if you are the smartest person in your 5 people, you might need to do an audit, because you should never be the smartest person. You should always want to be striving and growing and be upskilling yourself. But if you're in a group of people with a group of people who are unambitious or are holding you back or dulling your sparkle, then that is another sign that you need to change your group of people, your group of friends, some family relationships perhaps. We all want success, whether it is in relationships, whether it's in financially, whether it's starting a business or even just your career. But my question to you is, why do so few people actually find fulfillment in all areas of their lives? There's always an area that people are struggling with, isn't there? Whether it is yo-yo dieting because they're having to comfort eat because their relationship isn't going well, or they've spent too much money, or they're not doing as well as someone else in the family. Whatever it is, it all comes back to your standards and what you're willing to tolerate. And Tony Robbins has a great quote where he says, "The only thing that will change your life, change your business, or change your relationship is that you must raise your standards." And that includes getting rid of those people in your life who bring you down. It's about trying to find your tribe, those people who will lift you up, will drag you forward when you're having an off day, and will help you learn from failures or challenges or errors that you've made. But it is all about those standards and what you're willing to tolerate in that inner circle. Because, like we say, the people who you spend the majority of your time with, you're going to start to be like and reflect. And this is a concept that is called the law of attraction. And you might have heard that before. And it actually goes back to Confucius's time in the 6th century BC. And Confucius wrote, "If you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room." And that is such an amazing quote. And the idea is, you surround yourself with people who are challenging you and are forcing you to grow. And because of that, you do grow, you get better, you learn new skills, you make more money, you develop better relationships. And by doing that, you then can start to visualize your dreams in your life, in your business, in your relationships, and you start to work towards those goals. But a question then, why is it so important to surround yourself with good people? Because that is what we're coming at today. Have you ever heard when someone says you are who you hang out with? And, maybe if you've got kids, you see the naughty kids in the neighborhood and you think, oh, I don't want my kids knocking about with them. I remember when I was at school and I knocked about with some of the naughty kids, I got in trouble. I'm not a naughty guy. I'm not a bad guy. Neither are they. But my behavior changed and it wasn't in a good way. And, that might have affected me in lots of different ways. And that's because the people who you spend the most time with have a huge influence on how you act, how you see the world, your expectations on life, even things like your mood and your general perceptions and attitudes, and even how you see yourself as well. And it's the power of proximity that you can use in a positive way or a negative way. It can be a real advantage. Imagine if you've surrounded yourself with 5 incredibly ambitious and successful and driven people who are in great shape and who are, leading the way in their fields. That's going to make you do the same thing, isn't it? So keep that in mind as you start to do this audit on who you hang around, because it can affect every aspect of your life. Like I've talked about before, this could be relationships, it could be a business, it could be financial ambitions, it could be health and fitness. It's all about surrounding yourself with these great people to have a positive impact on your life. And if you do surround yourself with people who do have a more positive outlook on life, you're more likely to adopt empowering beliefs. You're more likely to see things as opportunities rather than failures. And you're more likely to see life happening for you instead of to you. And that's a great place to be. So that perception of life happening for you rather than to you is those moments where it is challenging, and life can be challenging, and you have those moments where you say, oh, why has that happened to me? Like, why has that situation happened to me? And you think that, everybody's out to get you. But there's always things to learn from challenging times. I know I've been through so many challenging times. Sometimes you think, am I ever not going to be having a challenging time? And instead of looking at that situation through that lens, you instead say, well, life is happening for me. Why has this happened? Maybe I wasn't meant to apply for that job. Maybe I wasn't meant to take this opportunity because there's going to be an even bigger opportunity in a few months' time. Maybe I failed at doing this thing because I've learned now how to prepare better or how to approach it differently in a more positive way. And when you get to that point where you're in that mindset of life is happening for me and I'm learning and growing and developing rather than to me, where I'm being this victim, you are able to thrive and develop as a human. So, and as an introvert, of course. So definitely as you progress with this, remember, proximity is power. It's about who you spend that time with. The more positive people you spend time with, the more likely you are going to become one of them. So the first step, surround yourself with ambitious, great people and make this a conscious choice. I'm not saying you need to drop everybody in your life if they aren't that. But what I am saying is if you are able to add a few people who challenge you to grow, you are going to really see the benefits. Everybody has goals. Some are huge, some are smaller, some are personal, some are professional. But it's about getting to that understanding of what goals are a must. And those things that you invest your time in are a reflection of those standards, just like your relationships are. But understanding what your objectives are and the musts are the first step in surrounding yourself with greatness. And then you can ask yourself some questions. Are you trying to develop or grow a business? If that is what you're trying to do, Why would you hang around with somebody who has no interest in helping you develop that business or even taking an interest in that business? Because it dulls the flame a lot of the time. But imagine if you were with somebody who was interested in what you were doing and asked you every day or every week, how's the business going? How many sales have you got this week? How can I help you progress in this business? Maybe they text you. Maybe they're an accountability partner. Maybe they have people you could talk to, because that would lead you to be so much more productive. You would be thriving and you would be feeling great and you would be really traveling in the direction that you could be. So the number one way to begin to surround yourself with positivity is to make a conscious decision to raise those standards. And it can be scary meeting new people. I know that completely. I'm a very socially anxious person. But by actively choosing to surround yourself with people who are similar to you, maybe they have a similar ambition and share your passions, it will elevate and increase your standards of what you will or won't tolerate in your life. And that is where you have to ask yourself the question, are your goals and dreams worth it? And once you believe that, you will be unstoppable, which is what it's all about on the Unstoppable Introvert Project. Number 2 is the hard part, letting go of negative relationships. Again, another couple of questions for you. Do you consider yourself an ambitious person? And are the people you surround yourself, do they lack ambition? Do they not have the same drive as you and determination? Are you searching to up-level your success? And do you think the people you are hanging around are holding you back? They're quite difficult questions to really reflect on, aren't they? Because some of those people might have been your closest friends for the last 10, 15, 20 plus years, but they still should be aligned to your bigger picture thinking. And the main thing here is, like I said a couple of minutes ago, we can have people in our lives who aren't ambitious and who maybe don't have big goals and maybe who aren't driven. But what we can't have is people in your life who are bringing you down and who are making you, it's like running with a parachute on your back. When people are naysaying and criticizing and questioning, why are you trying to start this business? Your job's fine. Why would you want to do that? Sometimes you have to walk the lonely road by yourself and you have to cut yourself from that parachute. And that can be a tough conversation. It could be that you just start to limit the contact with that negative person. You're replying to their texts a little bit slower, not spending as much time with that person. And making shifts in your peer group, your friendship group, or even those you work with, is the first step in building this new positive circle that you're going to surround yourself in. Because we want to fill up those spaces with successful people, or at least with positive people. Success isn't as important here because we want to be happy and fulfilled. But if you are ambitious and want to grow a huge business, or you want to have incredible relationships, or you want to become a world public speaker or whatever, if you are able to link up with people who are doing that or have done that, then that is going to rapidly speed up your success. Because there is a saying that goes something like, speak to those people who are traveling back from success because they know the way. And I think that is so, so powerful. We spend so much time trying to figure out the ways in how to set up a business or get promoted or do a PhD in my situation. find a person who's already done it and they will tell you how to do it. And instead of you trying to do hundreds of different angles and different processes and going left and right and back and sideways and up and down, if someone just said, oh no, it's just straightforward, you could have saved so much time. So swallow that pride, massage that ego, and surround yourself with those people who you want to be like. But I hear what you're saying. How do you figure out if these people are drinking from your cup, who are, really bringing you down? It's quite a simple thing, actually. All you need to do is think about when you spend time with them, how do they make you feel? Do you feel good about yourself when you are about to go and see them? Do you look at the phone when they're calling and think, oh, I really don't want to answer this? Or do you snap it straight up to your ear? Is that a sign that this person might not be the best person for you to spend as much time with? Because emotions tell us a lot about, how we're feeling mentally, physically, spiritually. And if you're feeling great and excited and pumped when this person is getting in touch or you're about to go and see them, that obviously tells you a lot of positive things. Or do you feel a little upset or anxious or nervous or even bad about yourself? And maybe your emotions are getting almost out of control. This is a sign that this person may not be the right person for you to spend your time with. And that could be something that you can just keep an eye on when you're having your social interactions over the next few weeks, because they're a gift. Emotions, I completely understand that it can be uncomfortable to step away from relationships where it isn't 50-50. I've been in relationships, friendships rather, where I felt it was 70-80% me, 20% that person. And you know what? There comes a time where you have to say, I'm worth more than this. There's a lot of people who do want to spend time with me. That's absolutely fine. And you stop texting that person or calling them or hanging out with them. And if they don't get back in touch with you, then that tells its own story as well. I have an example of this, pretty recently, in that I have been pretty busy on social media, like liking and commenting and doing all that type of things. And I had a friend who, was doing all these cool things, and I was always on their social media saying, this is great, congratulations, and liking their stories and messaging them and saying, do you want to hang out for a beer next time you're back, and all this type of thing. And I, felt great about doing that. I was contributing to the friendship. And then when I've started my podcast and was doing a bit more posting and things like that, a few weeks ago, I realized out of the hundreds of posts I'd done, the stories I'd done, the opportunities to talk to me that I'd produced, he had not messaged once, hadn't liked anything that I'd been doing, hadn't texted me, hadn't done anything. And, I was really sad about that, to be honest. But as well, it is just a sign in that surrounding myself with someone who isn't supporting me in a way that I was hoping is not good for me. So although I'm not grumpy or angry that that was the case, I'm not now trying to go out of my way to break my neck to support what they're doing either. So although that sounds quite negative, my energy is now on those people who are supporting me, and I can support those people. And I've met some amazing people on LinkedIn through the podcast, and they're already better friendships than the one that I was just describing. So it's all about having a reflect. What are you tolerating? What are you not tolerating? Because you don't want to burn the bridges. that person who I'm talking about has no idea that they'd upset me and that I've stepped away from them because I've known them for a long, long time. But it's essential to feel like you aren't obligated to stagnate in your friendships just because they're old friends, or that you feel like, oh, well, I've known them a while, I owe them something, or their family, I owe them. Determine what it is keeping you in these relationships and friendships so that you can start to change your perspectives and release yourself from the shackles of hanging around negative people. And what that'll lead you to is an ability to focus on those more positive people in your life, bringing more positive people into your life, but also you, your business, your relationship, your career, whatever it is, your health, your mental health, it's going to really be a game changer for you. Number 3 is identify those people who you think are similar to you, or as positive as you are, or as ambitious as you are. And just like the negative side of things, there will be some positive people who hang around you in some shape or form, whether it's online, whether it's in person. You will have those positive people as well. They don't all have to look the same in terms of, well, I can think of this person, this is how they are positive, but I can't figure out what this person looks like in terms of their contributions. Try and get as many diverse personalities as possible. Think about those people who are creative, or is there some people who are leaders, or is there some people who are more entrepreneurial? There's 4 different groups that we can have when it comes to positive people. And I'll quickly talk you through these 4 people, and then you can start to keep an eye out for them. The first one is smart people. Those who are going to challenge you intellectually. Those people who are just brainiacs, man, who are just so clever. And if you have the ability to keep learning and to stay curious, they are 2 of the key traits when it comes to being a success. So the first thing I would say is look for smart people. The second one is hard workers. Being successful isn't just about being clever. I know that much because I've heard about all these stories. There's so many people who failed at school, for instance, but have gone on to be crazy successful people because they work hard, and their definition of smart doesn't fit to that in terms of the education system. And there's plenty of people out there who have the hunger and the drive to inspire you through their actions. And what that's going to help you do is do more and be more and achieve more. So have a look for hard workers. The third one is dreamers and visionaries. Now, I think the world needs people who dream, who have these amazing plans and are visionaries. Because if you're able to have a visionary in your circle, they are going to be pitching you amazing ideas and opportunities and collaborations. And when you have your own version of these things, they are going to push you to go and take the sign that you should go and chase these ambitions and dreams and goals. And I like to think that I'm in that category. I think hard worker and dreamer is probably where I'd probably sit on so far on this scale. Because anytime I hear someone have an exciting plan, I'm like, yes, how can I help you achieve that? What's that going to look like? Are you starting a business? Are you learning a new skill? Are you doing another qualification? Are you changing the world in one way or another? And I love hearing about other people's dreams and plans and goals. And if I'm in your circle, I'm definitely the one pushing you to take that chance to go and build whatever this is. It's like this guy I work with in my job at the moment who wants to start a business but kind of doesn't, but has been thinking about it for 10 years and was going to take some major action this year, but his wife's changed jobs and now it's not the right time and all that type of thing. And in terms of my contributions there, I was like, take the chance. Like, tell me about your business. And I was texting him, and eventually I backed off because it was clear he doesn't have the energy to start this business, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So I had to know my own boundaries. But I'm that person who's like, let's go. How can I help? And if you have someone in your corner like that, they're going to really drive you on. The fourth one is positive thinkers. Now, not everybody is going to be buzzing all the time. That just isn't how the world works. But when you find yourself in front of a massive obstacle, they are the people who are going to help you climb over it or drill through it or go under it or go around it. Because when the going gets tough, they will be the people in your life who help you overcome those challenges. So have a little think. Have you got a smart person in your life? Have you got a hard worker in your life? Have you got a dreamer or a visionary in your life? And have you got some positive thinkers too? And this is where you can start to audit how you are getting on with that inner circle audit. Number 4 of my 5 ways to build up this group of incredible people and to let go of those people holding you back is joining a group. And if you want to accelerate your success, it's important to surround yourself with those people you can learn from, as I've mentioned, whether it's a mentor or a coach or just people who are moving in the same direction as you. It can be such a huge help. So it could be that it's a networking group. It could be that it's a coaching mastermind. It could be working with an individual like a coach. And it's those people who help you overcome your limiting beliefs and actually try and help you. They are the people who are really vital to your success. So have a little think, is there a group you could join? Something I've always wanted to do is join a jiu-jitsu club, and that's still on my to-do list for probably not 2024, but maybe 2025. And I can just imagine thinking about all the crazy, awesome people I'll meet at that jiu-jitsu club. My brother-in-law golfs a lot and meets people on the golf course. It might be that you join a networking group or do another qualification like a coaching support. And those different people are going to really help you progress. Last one, number 5, move outside your comfort zone. And Tony Robbins says, all growth starts at the end of your comfort zone. And this is so true. Nothing changes if nothing changes, which is a quote I'm sure you've heard. So to surround yourself with people who are going to take you to that next level, you've got to spend time with them. We've got to spend time with those ambitious people, whether it's attending seminars or workshops or whatever it is. They are out there stretching themselves and they are doing the things that you should be doing. They are living the life that you should be living. So try to position yourself out of your comfort zone as often as possible. I know as an introvert, this can be energy sapping. I hear you. I've got your backs. But it's also something that we have to do in order to grow, to progress, to learn, to develop, and to achieve what all of us as unstoppable introverts can achieve. So I really hope that this has helped today. I really hope that this is going to help you go and achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. Do you have a couple of quotes that I think are really awesome that I want to leave you with? Tony Robbins says, the quality of a person's life is most often a direct reflection of the expectations of their peer group. So I think that's so powerful, isn't it? The quality of a person's life is a direct reflection of the expectations of their peer group. Now, if people don't think much of you, then that's probably going to lead you to having a lower quality of life. John Wooden had a great quote: whatever you do in life, surround yourself with smart people who will argue with you. And what John Wooden's talking about there is surround yourself with people who will challenge you to grow and to learn and to develop. Oprah Winfrey, surround yourself with those who only lift you higher. Now that is so powerful when it comes to developing this unstoppable mindset. We only want people who are pushing us up, pushing us higher. It's time to cut away the people who are dragging you down. And the last one, Jim Rohn, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So I will leave you with that, because it's time for you now to have that little audit. Hopefully, these 5 ways to let go of those relationships that are holding you back and developing relationships that are going to push you forward has helped. Remember that step 1 is deciding to surround yourself with greatness. 2 is letting go of those relationships that aren't serving you positively. Number 3, try and identify those people who would be a great addition to your social circles and who will lift you up and allow you to grow and help you grow. And within that, remember, we've got hard workers, smart people, dreamers and visionaries, and also positive thinkers. Number 4, join a professional group of some sort, whether it's a club or a networking group or a mastermind. Anything you can do to surround yourself with like-minded people is really going to help. And then lastly, number 5, get outside of your comfort zone and start to network, start to build up additional skills, start to get to that point where you are unstoppable. And to finish it off, Hans F. Hansen leaves us with an amazing quote, which is so fitting for this episode. People inspire you or they drain you. Pick them wisely. And on that, I just want to say thank you so much for the support of the podcast. I absolutely love doing them. I can't believe the amount that we've managed to get out. I can't believe it's May as well. And it's really crazy to think that we're almost halfway through our 100 episode goal. Please keep liking and sharing the episodes. Please subscribe on Spotify at the Unstoppable Introvert Project. You can find me on YouTube as well at Dr. David Hooper. And of course, find me on all social media platforms at Dr. David Hooper. And remember, your introversion isn't the thing that will hold you back. It is the thing that will catapult you towards greatness. Until next time, stay unstoppable.